Hello, everyone. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a live Facebook and YouTube update. Let me make a change here on the camera. There we go. Tracking the storms, of course, that continue to move across West Michigan. I'm going to adjust my camera here just a little bit. I'm not in the digital studio. I'm actually in our TV studio here. Colin's with me as well. We continue to monitor the storms as they continue to move across the area. We are looking right now live here. This is downtown Kalamazoo, and thunderstorms are moving through. Certainly, if you're in the Kalamazoo area, you can hear those storms as they're moving through. But let me tell you this. First of all, there's only one active thunderstorm warning that's in our area, and that is covering a small portion of southeast Berrien County and then also a small portion of southwest Cass County. I'm going to show you that coming up in just a little bit. But substantially, that covers South Bend and then points south. And that's associated with a line of thunderstorms that I'll show you here in just a few moments that could be packing some strong winds. So really, we're continuing with our weather alert day coverage here, even though it is now obviously Wednesday. But we knew that the threat here for those thunderstorms would go beyond Tuesday night and into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. But I will say this before we get involved here too much. It does look like these storms and the storm threat is diminishing. We're not out of the woods yet, but right now I like the trajectory that we're headed, that's for sure. All right, here's the latest with the warnings. I'm going to zoom in close to show you what we're looking at here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. And like I said, it covers predominantly here the South Bend area. And by the way, interestingly, this is Kankakee, Indiana. And then you can see a small portion of southeast Berrien County, a small portion of southwest Cass County is involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. That's the only warning to speak of, right? Well, it's the only warning that's out there. That is for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that goes until 12:30. So that only has 10 minutes left. It only has 10 minutes left. We do still continue with our severe thunderstorm watch, but hey, this is a change that just happened in the last few minutes. They're already, when I say they, I'm talking about the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids. Remember, the watch is issued by the Storm Prediction Center, but in this particular case, the National Weather Service, in conjunction with the Storm Prediction Center, can take counties out once the threat seems to be diminishing. And here's good news. Ottawa County, Kent County, Muskegon County, counties that were in that warning early or the watch area earlier are now being taken out. So that's good. But it still does go until 1 o'clock. So that has 40 more minutes left. Now, we continue also with our tornado watch. That's in yellow. That's our border counties there. That would be Branch, St. Joe, Cass, and Berrien counties, and then into northern Indiana. And that goes until 2 in the morning. And there is still a bigger threat, I think, there for strong thunderstorms, which could produce some surface-based problems. Now, we also have that flash flood warning. Listen, flooding is a huge issue right now in parts of Ottawa County, Kent County, the downtown Grand Rapids area. A ton of rain here. At least radar estimates between 2.5 and 4 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. And so we have this flash flood warning here. This is Ottawa County, southern Muskegon, most of Kent, I'd say going down to about M6 or so, and then northern Ionia and southern Montcalm counties, all in this flash flood warning. Remember, if there's standing water, if you are not sure where the bottom is, then you don't drive through it. You shouldn't drive through it. And then also there is some more rain possible, and so that flood water is likely to remain as those showers continue. All right, here's the rain. Look at this. This is right. This is pink. This is like sleet, and even now we might even be getting into some freezing rain here. This is nasty. In Montcalm County, Mecosta County, over toward Isabella County, all the way up to Cadillac, you've got thunderstorms that are coming down there, while at the same time, we have freezing temperatures, temperature right around freezing. Now, you go from low to mid 30s here to 70 degrees right now in Dowagiac. And where the warmer air is, which right now is south, as I'll show you in a moment, it's south of I-94. And where that warmer air is, that's where we continue to see that threat, I think, for some surface-based problems. Right, take a bit of a radar tour. Look at this. GR on the northeast edge, we're talking about north of Plainfield, say up toward Cedar Springs, up US 131, up toward Rockford. And then in northeast Kent County, over toward Montcalm. I mean, that's sleet that's coming down with lightning and thunder, right? and then we move south, and now this is that potent line of thunderstorms. That's what you hear right now in downtown Kalamazoo and the Kalamazoo area. That's what's moving through here from Gull Lake right on down, and that goes right on into Matawan, to Dowagiac, and now into South Bend as well. And that's what's continuing to push off to the east. We've got an eye on this because remember, we have that warning down here with this part of the line. And so there are some gusty winds that are associated with this, especially in the southern end of this line. So we're going to keep an eye on this as it moves through. It's already blowing through downtown Kalamazoo. And I do think once this blows through here, things will be improving and our weather situation will be getting better and a little bit safer. I moved out just a little bit to show you. This goes all the way down here to Northwest Indiana. And this ribbon right here, according to our radar returns here, is where there's some pretty potent winds. And that's why the National Weather Service is out with a severe thunderstorm warning that really is substantially now South Bend south. And in fact, I see now they trimmed Berrien County out of it. So there's only just a very small sliver of, say, southwest Cass County that's involved in this. And so the good news here, there is more, as you can see back here in Chicago. I'll move over to the side here. I can't really see very well on my cell phone, the monitor, or so I can't see the comments either. I apologize for that. But you do see there's another cluster of storms here in Chicago that will make their way through. But I will say the trend has been that we have seen the worst of this. I always hesitate to say that we're out of the woods, but I will say this. In Chicago, in the Chicago area, with these storms back over here, there are no warnings associated with that. No warnings associated with any of the stuff that's going on right now in the Chicago area. Let me move my radar just a little bit here. Yeah, so there's nothing going on there. And I think that's a good sign for us because it means likely we won't be seeing too much of that going forward as well. Let me see if I can read some of the comments here. Indian Lake near Vicksburg, hearing thunder, a few sprinkles at the moment. Yeah, well, Vicksburg, seeing these thunderstorms coming right on through. I hope my audio's okay, by the way. Thunder and lightning in Schoolcraft, at least. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Again, we project this to move out of here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. And then I think we'll actually be able to be done with it. What you got? Oh,
severe thunderstorm warning for southern Kalamazoo County.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, so we're probably going to be on the air here with a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Kalamazoo County. Oh, I see it just popped into mine too. Yeah, going in for 34 minutes, so that'll go until 1 o'clock. 60 mile per hour wind. Okay, possible. And then also, oh, okay, and there is a possible rotation with this as well. Oh, I do see that now too. All right, so I'm going to move our camera over here just a little bit, or my camera, my phone, whatever you want to call it. So sorry, this is going to be sort of not great Hollywood production here, but because we're going to be doing a live cut in here. So I'm going to leave this here. We'll set this up right about here. I think that'll work for us. And then we're going to do a live cut in here so that we can be on the air with this information. So hang with me here, if you don't mind. And we'll just watch this together. If you want to tune in on News Channel 3, I'll be popping up in there soon. And by the way, I've got an iPad here that has a radar app on it that sort of gives me a clue as to what's going on with velocity and with the wind, of course, and then also with any kind of warnings that are issued. And that's what let me know, along with Colin, that there is now a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Kalamazoo County for 60 mile per hour winds. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. I do see where there could be a few problem areas there. So I'm going to mic up here, if you don't mind. We'll just hang right here.
Do you need weather one?
I do. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have my IFB in. So we'll do a quick cut in here just to let people know. Bounce in, tell people what's going on. You know what? I wish I had a microphone. I should probably be yelling because you probably can't hear me as well. Oh, no, I don't. It's a wired microphone. So anyway, so that's what we'll do. I'm going to see if I can get us closer here. Let me see if I can get this up close as I possibly can. There we go. Let's see if that works. All right. All right. So we'll be on the air here shortly. Again, with a cut in that you can see live on News Channel 3 for a severe thunderstorm warning for wind possibly of 60 mph or greater. And also there could be some rotation here. We are seeing some things here out on that leading edge that are concerning. Do you see that, Colin?
Yeah, seeing a little bit of rotation,
Yeah,
kind of straddling the Kalamazoo, St. Joseph.
yeah,
line.
I see that. I see that. I wonder if there's like little like gustnado action going on the edge of that front or that edge of that boundary. I'll be right back. Hold on. Jim, can you hear me? Oh, you probably. I'm sorry, just turned it on. Okay, can you keep going? Hello, weather. Hello, hello, hello. I cannot hear you. Oh, wait. Yep, I hear you now. Yep. We'll just do this real quick. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna do a live cut in here on News Channel 3 here coming up momentarily, just to let people know about this warning. Oh, I'll tell you what's concerning about this warning is that there is, in some of the velocity product or returns coming back here, there is it does look concerning for some rotation. So that warning goes until 1 o'clock, so it has about 30 minutes left. There you can see the details, or you will be able to see the details on it if you're watching. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that, obviously. So let's see here. Hold on just a moment. I will be in just a moment. Give me probably like 15 seconds, and I will be. Is that all right? Yes, I am ready to go. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a live cut in here. Did you want to say something there, Colin?
Oh, no, I was just looking at the latest velocity.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson with a live weather update here. A new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This one covers southern Kalamazoo County. Let's get right to it. You'll see what we have here. The warning goes until 1 o'clock in the morning, so it has half an hour to go for radar indicated storm, which could have wind speed of 60 mph. Hail is not really a big threat with this. Could be some hail here, but it's not a big threat. But what is concerning here from the National Weather Service is that there is, in the radar returns, some evidence of perhaps some rotation. So we got an eye on this one. Severe thunderstorm warning. You see the area. This is southern Kalamazoo County. This would be Schoolcraft east toward Vicksburg. So Vicksburg, you would be in it. Fulton, you would be in it. Again, severe thunderstorm warning here for wind gusts in excess or up to 60 mph. Here's the way the radar return looks right now as you see this live Doppler radar. This is part of a huge line that's moving through. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer to show what we're looking at here with these thunderstorms. This is what we're monitoring here. This line that goes all the way from Ionia, where actually now it's some sleet because it's that cold, all the way down to Kalamazoo and then into Three Rivers. And so it's in southern Kalamazoo County right now, southeastern Kalamazoo County, where there is a threat. We have a severe thunderstorm warning there, and that goes until 1 o'clock in the morning, so it has a little less than a half an hour to go. Here's the latest with the severe thunderstorm watch. Notice it has been trimmed a little bit. Now, GR, you're out of it. Holland, you're out of it. But Allegan, Berry counties, Ionia County, south to I-94, still in that severe thunderstorm watch. A tornado watch continues for Berry and Cass, St. Joe, and Branch counties. We're going to continue to keep you posted. We're monitoring this line, and we'll be back on the air if any other bulletins are issued. All right, so that's it, folks. So we just did another cut in. You can come in, Katie. I'm on Facebook and YouTube Live, but yeah. So
Karen's trying to get a hold of you. She wants you to stay on TV if you can.
just stay on.
Yeah, just do it for a little bit longer. That's what she told me. He was on the phone with Steph.
Yeah, hold on. We might have to get back on here in just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me call. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, she went run. Oh,
No, I appreciate it. Hey, Colin,
Yeah,
can you do me a favor?
yeah.
Can you sort of take the reins here for this? Because I have to call somebody,
Okay,
if you don't mind,
yeah.
unless you want to call,
Huh?
unless you want to call. I will call.
Okay.
You want to do this?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got you.
Yeah.
All right, so right now we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Kalamazoo County. You know, it was looking like there was some rotation that was going on in the Vicksburg area. Not seeing much rotation anymore, but with these kind of systems, we can quickly see a little spin up occur when we have these lines of storms. And that's what we're seeing right now. We have a line of thunderstorms that is moving through Kalamazoo County and St. Joseph County right now. So with that warning, it does go until, let's see, it goes until about 11 o'clock. Or sorry, not 11 o'clock. Goes until 1 o'clock, rather. Just 1 instead of 2. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning, though, for southern Kalamazoo County. It's moving east at about 50 miles per hour. There's the potential for some 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm as it continues to travel off to the east. And, you know, as noted, the National Weather Service was noticing a little bit of rotation within this storm. Right now, I'm not quite seeing it in the latest scan. It looks like there's not as much rotation as what we were seeing before, which is some good news. But we'll continue to watch out in case we do see a quick little spin up occur. So that's your thunderstorm warning right now in effect until 1 o'clock this morning. You know, right now, that's the only active severe thunderstorm warning we have in West Michigan. It's southern Kalamazoo County right now. We still have those ongoing flash flood warnings, though, for southern Muskegon and Ottawa, most of Kent County as well, southern Montcalm and northern Ionia County under a flash flood warning because they've been gotten hammered with some rain and hearing about some pretty significant flooding ongoing in Ottawa and Kent County. But in terms of severe weather, the only warning we have is southern Kalamazoo, and that's Vicksburg, Pavilion Township. All right, those are some areas that we are that are under the severe thunderstorm warning right now. And the main threat with this storm is going to be those gusty winds, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible throughout southern Kalamazoo County as this continues to race off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So this line will continue to push through. It's moving off to the east. Eventually, you know, it's moving through central St. Joseph County and also moving into eastern Kalamazoo County right now. This is going to eventually push into northwestern Branch County and southern Calhoun County here over the next several minutes. So we will notice this storm continuing to push off to the east. But right now, the only active warning, severe thunderstorm warning for southern Kalamazoo County with some 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. I'm going to go ahead and look and see if the National Weather Service is giving us any more updates with this storm that's moving through Kalamazoo County right now. All right. Not seeing any significant updates, which is good news. You know, no news is good news. They are continuing to hold on to the severe thunderstorm warning. I will say, though, not seeing the amount of rotation that we were seeing earlier, which is some good news. So this is going to continue moving off to the east. We are tracking one little other round of some storms that are moving through Illinois right now. Let me go ahead and quickly, I don't know. Okay, you can still see me on the screen. I'm just going to go ahead and look at what satellite and radar is looking like right now in Illinois. All right, so yeah, those storms in Illinois have really weakened, which is some good news, especially as they continue to move over Lake Michigan, which, as you can guess, a lot colder air over Lake Michigan right now. So, this is kind of the last push. We may see some more thunder or some more lightning, but I think this is kind of our last chance for some severe weather for the night. Southern Kalamazoo County still under that severe thunderstorm warning. This storm, though, racing off to the east, I wouldn't be surprised if they either extend it into Calhoun County pretty shortly, or if they go ahead and expire this morning early. Right now, the leading edge of those gusty winds pushing east of Vicksburg. All right, so they just trimmed the warning now, and it is extreme southeastern Kalamazoo County. Pavilion Township not even in the warning anymore. Vicksburg not in the warning anymore. Those winds have moved off to the east. So if this continues to move further off to the east and they extend this warning, this would go into the Athens area of Calhoun County and points north. So we're going to be watching that here over the course of the next several minutes. But if you're in southeastern Kalamazoo County, extreme southeastern Kalamazoo County, that is the only active severe thunderstorm warning that we have in West Michigan right now. Also, quite frequent lightning and some heavy rain occurring with these storms, even though they're not severe in many areas. So that's just something we will be watching as well. Looks like someone said some hail in Berry County. Yeah, so we could see some small hail with these storms as they move through, right? Let's talk about the temperature difference as well, because right now, as far as or the last time I looked, let me just look at the current temperatures here. Yeah, it's still okay. So it was 70 in Dowagiac just about 45 minutes ago, down to 51. So these storms really stabilizing the atmosphere, right? The cooler the temperatures, the more stable our atmosphere is going to be, and the harder it makes it for some severe thunderstorms to form. So right now, kind of that last area that's going to be seeing that chance for severe weather is going to be areas southeast of Kalamazoo. So we're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, seeing a little surge of winds that are in extreme southeastern Kalamazoo County. Let's go ahead and see if I can't zoom in and get a look at the road network around that area, give you a better idea of what I'm talking about here. So extreme southeastern Kalamazoo County, moving into southwestern Calhoun County. So if you're just west of Athens or in the Athens area, could be some stronger wind gusts that are about to approach your region. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Little kind of surge of some more powerful winds just popping up on radar right now. Let's go ahead. All right, so they did extend the warning. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning for a good chunk of Calhoun County, including Athens and Marshall, and even the south side of Battle Creek. You're all in that severe thunderstorm warning right now. Good chunk of Calhoun County. And that warning is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. We are seeing a little bit of rotation still. So the National Weather Service, including that in the warning, that there could be some possible rotation. And this severe thunderstorm warning for Calhoun County goes until 1:15 this morning. 1:15 this morning. So that's a good 30 more minutes or so until this warning expires. So we are watching this storm right now. It's in extreme southeastern Kalamazoo County. I am seeing a little bit more rotation, actually. So, we saw some rotation around Vicksburg. Then the next few scans show that rotation kind of weakening. But now I'm seeing a little bit more of a tight rotation on our velocity scans here. And that's right on the Kalamazoo-Calhoun County line. So getting some reports of some heavy rain falling right now. So we are seeing some weak rotation right now, just northwest of Athens. So I'm going to go over here, zoom in real quick. So if you are in the Pine Creek area, if you are on M66 between Athens and Pine Creek, if you're in the Newton area, okay, that's the next area to get hit by this severe thunderstorm warning. We could be dealing with some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is something we are going to keep an eye on here over the next 30 minutes or so. That warning for Calhoun County goes until 1:15 this morning. The main threat there is going to be 60-mile-per-hour winds. But areas like Athens, Marshall, Battle Creek under that severe thunderstorm warning right now until 1:15 in the morning. So that's just something we're watching. Just still a little bit of rotation right now in extreme western Calhoun County, just northwest of Athens right now. We are seeing some weak rotation. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that.
It's just a new warning.
Huh?
Did you say the new warning?
Calhoun.
I'll go.
Okay,
cut in.
cool.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get ready to cut in on TV as well, but we'll be here with you on Facebook. What was that?
You saw the watches train?
Yeah. So Kalamazoo County, Van Buren County trimmed from that severe weather or that severe thunderstorm watch. So the only active watches now that we have are Calhoun County is under a severe thunderstorm watch. Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, and Branch counties are under that tornado watch. So this is kind of, as I was saying, this is the last little batch of severe weather, or our last little, chance to see some severe weather here before this line moves off to the east and out of our region. But right now, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in Calhoun County. Case of the latest scan, I'm seeing weaker rotation. So this storm is trying to organize, but it's having a very hard time. And it's probably because it's just north of our warm front, right? So it's going to be hard for this storm to kind of try and gain its strength. But either way, some 60-mile-per-hour winds possible, some 60-mile-per-hour straight line winds possible in Calhoun County. Right now, this storm is kind of moving right over M66, between Athens and East Leroy. Okay, and this is going to be moving east at about, I believe, 55 miles per hour. Let's see the latest warning. All right, right now it's moving east at about 60 miles per hour, northeast at 60 miles per hour. So it's speeding up just a little bit. And that's why there's that chance for some 60-mile-per-hour winds. The storm movement is at 60 miles per hour heading off to the north and the east. So Calhoun County, just got to be on guard for some gusty winds, some heavy rain, also some lightning as the storm moves through that area right now. The strongest winds are just north of Athens right now, and that's going to continue moving off to the north and the east, kind of taking aim at Marshall here over the next 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Okay. All right, I'll do a cut in. Is that
Okay. Yeah, I'll step out of the way here.
Okay. Unless you're just dying to do it.
No, it's okay.
No, please. Okay. Well, hey, just to reiterate there what Colin was saying, and yeah, this is in some of the very sensitive areas right now. Considering what happened last Friday, so we're aware of that. When you talk about Athens, for example, and the motion here is going to be moving right over Union City, and so. It's going to be just to the north. That polygon there is just to the north. By the way, Jim, whenever you're ready, just give me that. Just tell me we're about to go. Jim is our director, by the way. He's here too. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just tell me when there's 5 or something like that. Okay. So when I get a 5-second cue, I'll stop talking here. But so just again, what Colin was saying is the latest information that we have, and I'm sure that Colin told you too that warning that had been in effect for a portion of Kalamazoo County has gone away. So now the only warning that we have is for Calhoun County, and that does include you there in Battle Creek. It includes Marshall, and in fact, that is for winds of 60 miles per hour, and it's radar indicated, and hail. Around less than 3/4 of an inch. Here we go. Hello, everyone. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson with a live weather update. Again, from our weather center here, we have a new thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is in Calhoun County. You see the graphic there. Calhoun County now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that goes until 1:15 for radar indicated winds of 60 miles per hour. And also there is the potential there for some hail, but that would be less than 3/4 of an inch in diameter. So that's what we're looking at here. That polygon there does include Battle Creek. As you can see, Marshall, you're included in that. And points off to the south and west. Athens, you're included in that as well. And again, that is for winds which could be gusting to 60. with small hail possible. Let's get to our radar and show you what's going on. Here you can see our radar returns. This is part of a line of thunderstorms, and I do think this has a chance anyway of being the last of what we're going to have to monitor. So we're going to zoom in a little bit closer to show you. This is what we're looking at. It's this area here. I'm going to stop the radar. It's this area around Athens, stretching up to Battle Creek. So this is going to be moving as it moves off to the northeast. This is going to be headed your way there into Concha, for example, and eventually making its way into Marshall, as this is, I believe it is moving up to the northeast. I don't know if you have a motion on that.
Northeast at 60.
Northeast at 60. So this is really booking along. And so this is easily going to be in Marshall here coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Newton Township right now, and then eventually moving into Marengo Township and then Albion coming up by probably about 1:15. I know it says 1:20 on that graphic, probably about 1:15. So again, what we're looking at here is some strong winds with this thunderstorm here. And so that's why the National Weather Service is out with this severe thunderstorm warning. Here's the box again to show you. That goes until 1:15. And that does include much of Calhoun County. Marshall, you're in it. Battle Creek, you're in it. Athens, you're in it. And it's headed toward Teconcha. Teconcha, you're in it as well. And so we're going to keep an eye out on that. Also, just a reminder, we continue with our severe thunderstorm watch, although it has been trimmed quite a bit. That is good news. And the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids now only leaving Calhoun and Jackson counties in that severe thunderstorm watch. That will go until 1 o'clock in the morning, which is only 10 minutes from now. The tornado watch continues for our border counties here with Indiana, Berrien, Cass, Branch, and St. Joe. That goes until 2 o'clock in the morning. And so we're going to continue monitoring that situation as well. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for much of Calhoun County, winds up to 60 miles per hour, and that goes until 1:15. We're also on our YouTube and Facebook pages with live weather updates. You can join us there. Any other bulletins, we'll let you know right here on News Channel 3. All right. So you're still here with me, I hope. Looks like you are. Thank you so much for joining us here. Colin's here. Obviously, Colin was just talking for a while. I lost my hotspot. I got to find my phone. So I'll be right back. Unless, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Either A, do you want to talk or do you want to go get my phone out of the weather? Obviously, it doesn't matter to me.
I could talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back. All right. There you go. You go.
All right, so we still have that severe thunderstorm warning, as Keith was just mentioning. It's in Calhoun County. Latest signature on radar is looking weaker, which is some good news. But as we've seen with this storm, it has a history of slightly strengthening and then slightly weakening. So it's kind of going back and forth, if you will. But the latest scan looking a little weaker, which is some good news. The National Weather Service not updating the warning by any means. So still going with some 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. And that'll continue to be in effect for the next 25 minutes or
You know
so.
what my phone is? I was looking for my phone.
Keith is realizing that his phone is what is being used for this Facebook Live.
I'm having a senior moment. So sorry. So sorry about that. All right. Well, I was going to use that to hotspot so I could get more warnings. Sorry about that. You go right ahead.
Oh, okay.
You keep going. I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
No, I'm just cracking up. Okay, so the only active warning we still have is this severe thunderstorm warning in Calhoun County. It looks like this will kind of be our last little chance at seeing some severe weather, which is good. Seeing that Kalamazoo has calmed down, it seems like, yeah, for sure. Kalamazoo certainly calming down as those storms continue to push off to the east. So this warning for Calhoun for 60-mile-per-hour winds, or at least the possibility for 60-mile-per-hour winds, continues until 1:15. I wouldn't be surprised if the storms are kind of racing. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of shift east out of the warning here before that warning expires. So just something that we'll be watching. But right now, that line kind of moving right over Battle Creek, right over the Burlington area. And this is aiming at Marshall. So Marshall here in the next really 5-10 minutes or so, I'd say you're going to start feeling those winds picking up, seeing some rain, seeing some lightning. and that'll be in and out pretty quickly. We are still dealing with some rain behind this storm system, but I'm not seeing anything that would warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. And that's why the National Weather Service has dropped severe thunderstorm watch for most of West Michigan. The only county that's still under severe thunderstorm watch is Calhoun County. Our counties that border Indiana right now are still under a tornado watch, but I would not be surprised if they go ahead and expire that a little earlier. Right now, it's set to expire at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I wouldn't be surprised if they expired, at least for Berrien and Cass counties, a little earlier. That line's still pushing through St. Joseph, and eventually will be moving through Branch County as well. Right now, no active warnings for those counties. We just have that watch in effect until 2 o'clock in the morning. The only active warning in terms of severe weather is in Calhoun County, and that's set to expire here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see very well with that, but that's downtown Marshall right now, where those thunderstorms are bearing down. Obviously, you can see the rain's coming down. So I don't know how well you can see the camera there. So, but that's a look there at Marshall Downtown Live. Thanks to the city of Marshall, by the way, for that view. That is Brooks Memorial Fountain there at the Traffic Circle. Can you read anything?
Yeah, so looking like some pea-sized hail in Battle Creek. So definitely not severe criteria
Right,
hail,
exactly.
which is some good news, but
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised to see some smaller hail in this little cell as it continues to trek off to the east. Wind is the bigger concern with this this storm, this cell right now that's moving through Calhoun County. So they actually just trimmed Battle Creek out of the severe thunderstorm warning,
Okay.
which is some good news there. But areas that are in between I-94 and Burlington, including the city of Marshall, which we have on the screen behind us, still under that severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds here over the course of the next 20 minutes. Also, not seeing any more rotation either, because that was a little bit of a concern in southern Kalamazoo County, and as this storm entered into southwestern Calhoun County. But now, not seeing any rotation. The National Weather Service also dropping any wording about rotation from the severe thunderstorm warning. So this is some good news. This is leaning more towards a straight line wind event, if there even are 60-mile-per-hour winds. But right now, the National Weather Service is still warning that it's a possibility. And we could also see some pea-sized hail, some small hail. But the bigger concern here is that threat for some 60-mile-per-hour straight line winds through 115.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see, there's again the latest, and as Colin said, they're starting to trim that warning area now. But here's the latest on the radar returns, and you can see that line. And again, interestingly now, sleet and freezing rain now in Ionia County and in also Montcalm, Mecosta counties, where it is now getting close to freezing. While in areas close to the Michigan-Indiana line, we're at 70 degrees. So it's quite a dynamic weather system here. But you can see that there is some rain behind this line that is coming out over the lake, but it is much less impressive, and it is not nearly as frightening looking as what we've been looking at. And, I think it's an interesting change in what we've been looking at with these thunderstorms. They were slow movers there, relatively speaking, for a while. And so now, as Colin mentioned, they are now picking up steam, which to me, it's like, great, get out. The faster, of course, it moves out, the less we're going to have a threat for any kind of flooding. Of course, it also does mean we have to be on guard for some stronger winds.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously we saw flooding was a big story up north in portions of Ottawa and Kent County, a lot of flash flooding ongoing there. And, luckily the rain seems to be calming down up there, still not completely done, but I think that really heavy rain done in those areas. We're still just watching those heavier downpours and some strong winds right now, particularly through Calhoun County, which is still under that severe thunderstorm warning that'll be in effect here until 1:15. So
Yeah.
continue to watch that.
Yeah, I think, we'll probably continue to monitor this at least until that warning expires, and then we're going to wait and see. And I know that we do have that watch that continues there on the Michigan-Indiana line, but I will say the National Weather Service office in North Webster, Indiana, it will eventually either A, be up to them to reduce those counties or take those counties out, or they might just wait until 2 o'clock in the morning because it's only another hour and just let it expire on its own. But those are the decisions that the National Weather Service office meteorologists make when it comes to whether they're going to extend something or to let it go. And in this particular case, There's 18 minutes, 17 and a half minutes left on this warning in Calhoun County. And so in that time, they'll decide whether they're going to issue anything in addition to this to extend it maybe over into Jackson County, or to just let it go. But as Colin mentioned, on our radar returns, if we're not seeing the signs of rotation, the signals of rotation anymore, then likely they'll allow that to go. I will say though, there's probably a pretty good gust front going on between Tekonsha and Marshall, and then east of that, Homer, for example, all the way up to about Albion. You're going to probably get a pretty good push of wind coming through. But behind that, I think then things will get a little bit quieter. There'll just be some rain.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're seeing, kind of in Kalamazoo right now. We had that kind of surge of some heavy rain, some lightning, some wind as well, especially further south in Kalamazoo County. And then things quickly quieted up. We're just seeing some showers right now on our live downtown Kalamazoo Peregrine Tower cameras. So.
It's not nearly as imposing as it was an hour ago. Let's say when this line came through Kalamazoo, and it had a little bit more fanfare with it. And I think what's happening in Kalamazoo right now is a sign of what's going to happen in Battle Creek and Marshall, and it's already been going on in Van Buren County and Allegan County. That's why those counties have been taken out of the watch, is because I think this is the final punch here. Let's go back to the radar and you'll see. I think once this line goes through, it's not the end of the rain, it's not the end of the lightning. You're going to continue to hear some thunder, but there's plenty of evidence that once this line goes through, that this is probably it. And another reason is Colin and I, we've been watching these storms over in Illinois, and no warnings have been posted with what's over in the Chicago area right now. And again, that's because it's getting weaker and it is not up to severe limits. And another thing, heavy rain and lightning do not make a severe thunderstorm. Severe thunderstorm has to have wind 60 miles per hour in excess, or hail 1 inch in diameter or larger, or obviously if there's rotation or sign of rotation. But without those things, it doesn't matter how much lightning is there. It doesn't how much rain is coming down. That's a flood product, which is going on right now with the flash flood warning in Ottawa, Kent, Muskegon counties. But that's not a severe thunderstorm warning. So hopefully once this one goes away at 1:15, we can safely say this is pushing out, because it is moving, as Colin said, about 55 miles per hour. It's not going to take it long to even get out of St. Joe County, where right now in Three Rivers, I know you're listening to it, you're seeing the thunderstorm, and then sure, that's traumatic right now. But believe me, you're seeing some wind gusts, but there's no rotation now with this. And this is just some noise right now that's going to take a little while to get out, but it will be gone in probably half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's racing. We were just talking about, that it was moving into Calhoun County. Now it's already kind of right along I-69, that gust front. So, Marcia, you're probably experiencing those winds picking up, and also down to Tekonsha as well. You'll notice those winds picking up. This severe thunderstorm warning is actually north of Tekonsha, but it includes the city of Marshall. So areas like that, expect the potential for some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and then also some heavy rain as well, some loud thunder, some lightning as well.
Yeah, watching some lightning right now and seeing the wind starting to blow. You can see the rain that's blowing. I don't know if you can see the Marshall camera very well from where you are. I hope, but you can now see the rain is coming at an angle. So obviously the wind is starting to blow there, and we'll see some more frequent lightning. And so we'll keep an eye on this camera here. But in the meantime, we're just watching this line that's going to blow through pretty quickly. So that's the only warning. Just so everybody, if you're tuning in right now, the only warning that we have is for Calhoun County. I'll show you that. There it is. And so this is I-69. This is I-94. It does not include Battle Creek. It does include Marshall right here, south. You said it's just north of Tekonsha?
Yeah.
So just north of Tekonsha, between Marshall and Tekonsha. Coldwater, you're not in it. Branch County, you're not in it. And Albion, you're not in it right now. We'll wait and see what the National Weather Service has to do with this when it moves off to the east. But if it does look like it's going to continue to weaken, then I would be willing to bet that at 1:15, which is 13 minutes from right now, that will go away.
Yeah, and does continue to look to weaken. It does not look impressive. It doesn't look nearly as impressive as what we were seeing earlier, which is some good
Oh,
news.
yeah, definitely so.
Yeah.
Definitely so. So there will still be some lightning. There will still be obviously, some rain and some thunder, and maybe some wind gusts, but not to 60. Not once this gets out. I don't think that we're going to be looking at that. I don't believe so anyway.
Yeah.
And again, more evidence of that is that the National Weather Service is trimming. In fact, there's only 2 counties left in the severe thunderstorm watch. That's Calhoun and Jackson. And yeah, the tornado watch continues for our border counties with Indiana, but it will say nothing has been issued in northern Indiana either. And that was a real problem spot. South Bend over to Valparaiso, and then over even into Kankakee, Illinois earlier this evening. That was always a troublesome spot because that's where it was much warmer. It was very much warmer there. The dew points were higher and nothing is being issued out of there either. So all signs are pointing, I think, in the right direction for us. I will say, if you're traveling, if you are living in Montcalm, Mecosta counties, if you're in Isabella County, if you're up around Clare, certainly up around Cadillac, if you're over toward the Thumb area, Saginaw North, or you're going in that direction, there's probably going to be some messy road conditions for tomorrow morning because it's already very sloppy there. I mean, to me, the worst weather of all is lightning and thunder and sleet.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's what's going on there right now. You can see that in the peak right there.
Yeah. And this last little batch, they just trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning once again. So it's a very small area in Calhoun County. The storm continues to
Yeah.
look to weaken. So some people asking, is it safe to go to bed? Is it safe? Are we in the clear now? Most areas now are not under a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. It's just Calhoun County that's still under that watch. They do have a warning right now in the Marshall area. And then also our counties that border Indiana are under that tornado watch. But I would not be surprised if they go ahead and cancel that tornado watch a little earlier than what they're planning on right now. The watch goes until 2 o'clock in the morning, but I'm just not seeing much behind this line right now that's moving through eastern St. Joseph County into Branch County and moving through Calhoun County as well. I think behind that we'll have some lightning, we'll have some rain, but not anything that would look severe, in
Yeah.
terms of wind or hail.
I will say this, in Coldwater right now, you're probably hearing the thunder. There's lightning coming. There will be a little bit of a gust front coming through. But Colin's looking at that radar product right now, velocity product, that tells us that it's weakening. So maybe a 30, 40 mile per hour gust, not out of the question, but not a 60 mile per hour gust. And the key here too, no rotation is now being detected in this line as it moves through it. So that probably is also a product of the system as it is weakening. Everything is weakening with this. It may not look like it or sound like it from where you are right now, but that's where the technology is really helpful for us because it does give us a good indication of what's going on actually in those thunderstorms.
Yeah, so we'll continue to watch this, but I mean,
Yeah, there's hardly anything left. It's the
Yeah.
southern part of Marshall over toward Eckford, to it's north of you into Concha. It's really just about, it's moved already to the east of I-69. It's really moved to the east of I-69. And it's weakening anyway. So I get it. If you're in Jackson County, then you might be like, okay, well, I'm east of I-69. Albion, you're east of I-69. But with the trend for it weakening, I think that that's definitely something that's working in our favor. I think that, it looks like the rain's coming down pretty good right now in Marshall.
yeah.
But I just think that we're obviously on the right side of this storm.
Exactly. We can deal with the rain and the lightning and everything as long as we're not dealing with any of the severe criteria. And right
Right.
now, it looks like they might go ahead and expire this warning earlier than 1:15
I wouldn't be surprised.
because it just does not look impressive at all right now.
Yeah,
But
it's just a very, very tiny bit. And so, I think, I don't even know if this will make it to 1:15. That's only 9 minutes. I will say this, remember that we do have that flash flood warning for Ottawa, Kent, part of Muskegon County. I believe it's part of Newaygo and Ionia counties. Where that flash flood warning, that's in effect 3:30ish, 4:30ish. I think there are multiple times there. But remember this, first of all, if you can stay away from any of those areas, great. If you encounter any standing water and you are not absolutely certain of what the bottom is, where it is, then you don't drive through it. Reason for that is that there can be things that you can't see that are underneath.
Yeah.
And that does happen. And so you certainly don't want to be in a spot where, of course, you drown out your car and of course worse, you don't walk through anything like that because you don't know what's in that water.
And we were seeing some photos up
Yeah.
near Grand Rapids of people sitting on top of their cars,
Yeah.
stranded, you know. So obviously some significant flooding going on up there. And any additional rain is not going to help. Luckily, we're not seeing that heavy rain. We're not
Right.
seeing those super heavy downpours right now, but any additional rain not helping the cause. I will say the National Weather Service, back to the severe thunderstorm warning right now in Calhoun County, rather. They did say that they are not receiving any reports of wind damage. They will not be issuing a warning for Jackson County. So they're not going to extend this severe thunderstorm warning. They're going to go ahead and just let this expire here in the next 7 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And I agree. You know, it looks to be weakening. Obviously, some heavy rain, some good lightning there in
Yeah.
Marshall, though.
Yeah, and in Kalamazoo too. So it's still coming down, but remember, it's not at an unsafe level right now, especially once that warning goes away, which is going to be in 7 minutes if it makes it that long. And good to know that the Weather Service is already saying, like, look, we're not getting anything concerning out of that cell, and so they're not going to extend it. The rain is pretty heavy right now in Marshall, and here's a look again at the radar. Still a little action. Yeah, it's Kalamazoo is starting to rain heavily again, but there's not a lot of gusty wind that's coming with this. So, and so for folks, for example, who are saying, you know, I don't feel safe going to bed right now, turning out the lights, totally understandable considering what our community, let's say as a whole, went through on Friday. But I do think that it is safe to do that. It's noisy out there right now, but there's no sign right now that things are going to get worse or intensify. Everything is pointing in the right direction.
Yeah. And, you know, we've said this several times, but goes to show, you know, the National Weather Service expiring those watches as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
indicating that we just don't have the kind of parameters, the ingredients that we had earlier in the atmosphere to support severe weather, which is some good news. So, yeah, we'll continue to see some rain, though, some lightning throughout the overnight hours. So don't be surprised to get waken up to some thunder here and there, but not really anticipating much more in the way of severe weather as this last little batch kind of moves off to the east in Calhoun and Branch counties right now. But otherwise, we're just looking at some plain old rain, some lightning, some thunder throughout the overnight hours. And then we'll be seeing some rain tomorrow, and then those crashing temperatures. You know, we've been in spring mode the last several days, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to get back into winter mode here.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at a forecast model here, and it's a little bit older now because there's been a new model, but I just want to tell you that, for example, by tomorrow night at this time, well, let's just say midnight, right? Tomorrow night, we're going to be looking at probably mid 30s, you know, headed down to the mid 20s by the time we get to Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So we've got some seriously cold air that's going to be coming in. And by the way, I mean, as long as we're here talking, may as well talk a little forecast. It's going to stay chilly with a little wintry mix possible for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a real shot of cold air, very cold air coming in here for Monday. I mean, we're looking at snow showers and high temperatures next week, maybe only in the mid 20s.
Yeah.
For
St.
high-
Patrick's Day next Tuesday.
Oh.
Something about St. Patrick's Day.
I know
It's
it.
always
I know it. And by the way, the
Cold.
parade this
Saturday.
Saturday in downtown Kalamazoo, we might have a little bit of snow. So, yeah, wouldn't you know it? To me, St. Patrick's Day and the Tigers' first game, Tiger
Yeah.
home opener, are things that'll bring on the winter weather for sure. I don't know if have they expired that?
They have
yet?
not expired.
We're gonna let it go.
I think they're just going to let it go at 115. At Marshall's Airport, they just had 35-mile-per-hour winds.
Okay.
So,
And though that is scary sounding, right? But there's a huge difference between 35-mile-per-hour winds and 50-mile-per-hour winds,
Yeah.
or 60-mile-per-hour winds. And so a peak gust at the airport of 35 is a great sign, because that definitely is a sign that it's weakening. It's going to continue to weaken. And that trend has been around, by the way, for a little while. It's not just started. We had noticed it. In fact, I was sort of surprised when that warning was issued for Kalamazoo County, though it was noted that there might have been some signs of rotation.
yeah.
Perhaps if that had not been showing up on the velocity product that they had, they might not have even issued a warning for that. That's just my opinion. I don't know about that, but
Yeah. You know, just for a brief moment, saw the rotation,
Yeah.
issued the warning, but glad that it was just a kind of a short duration,
Yeah.
right? And now it's obviously weakening as it moves off to the east.
Yeah.
I'm not even seeing, I mean, even earlier, you know, only a 35-mile-per-hour gust at Marshall. I wouldn't be surprised if there's no more than a 25-mile-per-hour
Yeah.
gust out there right now.
So I think it's safe to go. You know, again, Three Rivers, it's already gone through. A lot of lightning, a lot of noise, and some rain, and that certainly isn't helpful out there with folks who are, you know, cleaning up. But no additional damage will be coming from these thunderstorms, even as they move through Branch County. Right now. Let me see if I can get it to play. There we go. Yep, there's some heavy rain going on right now. There it is in Coldwater. This is courtesy of the city of Coldwater. This is the Willowbrook Tower camera. If you're ever down, wow, it is gusty. You can see that flag is a hefty flag.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's some strong wind and some heavy rain right now in Coldwater. So we'll keep an eye on that. I think you can see it pretty well. Hopefully you can anyway. But this is the gust front that's blowing through there right now. Do you see it on radar stuff coming? Is it about?
Yeah, right over Coldwater right now.
So that
So,
makes total sense. Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's pretty potent. It's a lot more potent in Indiana, I think.
mhm.
But yeah, it's a little bit potent there, and so you can see it's pretty heavy. And keep an eye on that. But winds are not expected to hit severe limits, which would be 60 miles per hour. And hey, once this goes through, and it's only going to take 5-10 minutes max
Yeah.
until that's gone out of Coldwater anyway. It's going to move over into Homer. It's going to continue moving toward Hillsdale and Hillsdale County. But right now, wow, it's really coming down. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Some heavy rain. I can't even see the flag now. But
It's racing. These storms are moving east at about 55 miles per hour. So,
yeah. So and there's the lightning as well. I wouldn't want to be standing anywhere near that flagpole, I can tell you that. But it'll take a little while, I think, for this to get through. And then you know, give us 5-10 minutes and it'll be past it in Coldwater. But I get it. If you're in Branch County right now, if you're in Coldwater, if you're up and down I-69, all the way up to about Teconcha, then you know, it's looking and sounding pretty intimidating right now. But I don't think it's going to last too long. And no warnings from the National Weather Service are indicating that they don't see this rising to that 60 mile per hour level, at
Yeah.
least not at this time. And so we'll even keeping an eye on that flag. I think it'll be interesting to see if we put a timer on it in 5 minutes. I really think that things are going to look very different from what they do right now. Because, you know, it's very impressive when it comes through right away. You know, and you're on the early edge of that. It probably seems like an eternity. But I think that we'll see that going away pretty soon. You seen anything else?
Yeah, no, I just was looking. The severe thunderstorm warning just expired in Calhoun County. They don't have plans to continue that warning. They don't have plans to issue another warning for Jackson County. This storm has significantly weakened. So right now, in terms of severe weather,
Right.
we don't have any active warnings, which is some great news. We still have those flash flood warnings in southern Muskegon, Ottawa, Kent, also southern Montcalm and northern Ionia counties. That's going to continue into around 4 o'clock this morning. So not looking at much additional rain, but it's kind of just the aftermath of all that heavy rain that they saw earlier. Those water levels going to slowly come back down. But any additional rain, even if it's just showers up in that area, certainly not helping the cause.
I will say this: I'm our rivers are in decent shape, our major rivers. So this is localized flooding that will go away.
Yeah.
Once we can get rid of the rain. It won't take long before the drains will be able to catch up. But before they do, that's when you need to stay out of those flood-prone areas and just understand that it's going to be a few hours.
Yeah.
That's why that flash flood warning goes, for example, for another 3 or 4 hours. Once the heavy rain lets up, the drains can catch up.
Mm.
But when it's raining, that as hard as it was up in GR and Holland a little bit earlier, then you know, it just overwhelms. It overwhelms the system. But the good news there is that our rivers, our major rivers, the Kalamazoo, the Grand, the St. Joe, the Muskegon, the Thornapple, those rivers are okay. So obviously they're going to be rising here in the next week
Yeah.
as everything runs off into them. But because they're already at okay levels, that won't cause any major flooding from our big rivers. So that's good.
Which is good news there. And I will say with the flooding, that we noticed, especially up in Ottawa and Kent counties, a lot of those urban areas, that are really struggling. So that's going to kind of be the focus here over the next few hours, just kind of letting that water drain out. But eventually, those flash flood warnings set to expire here very late tonight. We do have that flood watch, though, for most of West
Yes.
Michigan. That continues until tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be too much of a major concern
Yeah.
late tonight and early tomorrow. The latest trends I've seen is kind of a little less rain tomorrow morning, which is some good news there.
Well, and I think that watch was for the heavy rain that came to GR in Holland a little bit earlier. And so now that that's letting up, I think that watch is sort of academic now. It does look like the rain might even be starting to let up a little bit there that's not Brooks Fountain and that's not Marshall, by the way. It's not set up, so I did not change the banner there. That is actually the Willowbrook Tower camera, courtesy of the city of Coldwater. You're looking out over I-69 there, where it's raining heavily. But I will say that flag, for example, which just 2 or 3 minutes ago was definitely being buffeted by the wind. Now look at this. Now you can actually see okay, and the flag is not blowing as strongly. So like I said, this gust front lasts a few minutes, a lot of wind, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, and then things, as you can see right now, are calming down quite a bit. But that also means if you're east of Coldwater, you're going to see the same thing, but it won't last very long. But I think the key here, as Colin mentioned, there are no active thunderstorm warnings across the area right now. So for those who are thinking, can I go to bed? Can I turn off the light safely? Yes. I think the answer is yes, you can, because what we've seen coming in behind it, I get it. The tornado watch is still existing on the Michigan-Indiana line, but there hasn't been anything that has been active in that area for a while now. And there's no indication with those storms when they were coming out of Chicago that they're doing anything other than getting weaker. Everything is getting weaker.
Yeah, and no active warnings right now in northern Illinois. There's some warnings in central Illinois right now,
Right.
but those would stay well south of our area. No active thunderstorm warnings in Michigan, and also no active warnings at all in Indiana. So a sign that this is kind of winding down as we cruise later into the overnight hours. And they're going to go ahead and expire those watches here pretty shortly as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Calhoun County drop from that severe thunderstorm watch here
Yeah,
very shortly.
because I think it was supposed to go away at 1 o'clock anyway.
Yeah, they extended it, I think, until 1:30,
Okay.
just due to this one little storm.
I
But
do want to remind you, if you've got some photos or maybe even with the light of day, if you see some stuff, feel free to chime in with your pictures to our chime in tab. With the tragic storms that happened on Friday, viewers helped us tell the story so much by putting those pictures on our chime in page. You can do that on our website. Look for the navigation tab on the left where you can go right to chime in with a click. You can also do it on our free news app. You can chime in there as well, looking at the tab. So we'd love to see the pictures. Hopefully we won't see a lot. I hope that we won't see anything, certainly nothing like what we saw last Friday. But if you've got something that you think is interesting to look at, then we'd love to see it. So submit it to chime in.
definitely, including those flood pictures as well. We were getting some of those coming in
Oh, yeah.
earlier, and
Yeah.
people,
Right.
need a waist deep in floodwaters. So certainly was dangerous situation
Yeah.
up there. And I will say now the National Weather Service has dropped the flash flood warning for most of that area. Now it's just Ottawa and Kent County, still including the city of Grand Rapids, the city of Holland, but Muskegon County no longer under that flash flood warning. Also Ionia and Montcalm County no longer under that flash flood warning. This is really just focused on Ottawa County and central Kent County, including areas like Grand Rapids and the surrounding area. We don't have any active thunderstorm warnings, though. I will say the last area to experience some gusty winds, maybe not severe criteria winds, but could see some 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts and heavy rain and lightning, is going to be areas southeast of Coldwater. And watching one little sill in extreme southern Branch County right now,
Yeah.
maybe trying to develop some small hail. So we'll keep an eye on that. But that's quickly racing off to the east at 55, 60 miles per hour. So over the next 10, 15 minutes, this will be completely out of our viewing area and moving off to the east. So that's some good news there.
Also, back to chime in, you can also see those photos, by the way, by going to our chime in gallery. So even if you're not going to contribute something, you can see what your neighbors and folks in West Michigan have sent in to us to show. Again, that's pretty impressive stuff coming from the Grand Rapids metro area there. And we'd heard of those water rescues going on in Holland, in Ottawa County there as well. Haven't heard anything more from that, but that was, I think, probably at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, was it? Something like that, 9 o'clock? I know that you were on Facebook Live.
Yeah, probably
Yeah, we
closer to
did.
9 or 9:30.
Yeah, so.
So definitely be following up on that tomorrow, I'm sure.
I think that we'll probably hang here for another 7 minutes, maybe. We'll go to 1:30
Yeah.
on our live stream here. That'll give us a little bit more time to see if anything else is going to develop, but I don't think it's any shock that we haven't seen anything in a while. And remember, the National Weather Service too, echoing that, saying they didn't issue anything for Jackson County because they don't see anything moving off to the east as well. Once we get to 1:30, I think that we'll be probably in the clear, totally smooth sailing, even if the tornado watch continues for our border counties there. There's obviously nothing that's developing there.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but should I saw the morning crew come in?
Oh,
Oh, so they actually dropped the flash flood warning in Kent County and Ottawa County as well. So right now we have
So I'll go ahead and.
no active warnings at all across West Michigan. So some really good news there.
3:30.
A sign that those water levels are decreasing in those areas that were experiencing flooding earlier. So no more flash flood warnings. Those have all been canceled. No thunderstorm warnings in the entire state of Michigan right now. So this event winding down, getting weaker. So some good news there. Obviously, though, looking at live Doppler radar, still quite a bit of lightning. So, certainly going to have those flashes of light coming into your window throughout the next few hours. But once that moves off to the east, we're just looking at some plain old rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, some lightning here and there. But, not some bad sleeping weather.
Yeah, that's true. And I get it. You can sleep whenever you know that it's not going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
That's when you can sleep.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing that has indicated that these cells are going to be dangerous for a little while now. And so I think that trend is certainly going to continue. And to me, when we were on the early end of this, back in the middle of the evening last night, I was looking forward to when we could say goodbye to the
Yeah.
thunderstorms. And I think that time is coming. Again, remember, you're going to still hear some thunder. You're going to see some lightning. There's some storms right now around Chicago, around Rockford, Illinois, near Milwaukee. Those are going to make the trip across the lake, but they are not severe, and not even close. And there's no indication that when they get to our side of the lake, that they're going to encounter anything in the atmosphere that should cause them to fire up or to become severe. So I think that should be comforting news. Got about 1:25 on the clock right now. So I'm going to try to take a quick look here to see if there's any storm reports that I can call up here. So if you want to keep an eye out here, let me see what we can see as far as storm reports go. There should be plenty of them. And again, I hope that you can see a little bit from the monitor back here behind me. I'm going to get out just a little bit wider. We'll go back to current. And let's see what we got here for some storm reports. We'll get rid of our radar on here and our lightning. And then we will put in storm reports just to see. Yeah, got quite a bit. But mainly, notice, clustered around the Grand Rapids area. We got one here. It looks like a wind report, northern St. Joe County. That would be Fisher's Lake, a 48-mile-per-hour gust. And that was right about midnight. So again, that's that's the airport.
Mhm.
So that's the station at the airport in Three Rivers, a 48-mile-per-hour gust. So we've got that. And then most of the activity actually looks to be, let's see, around Benton Harbor, or actually up around maybe Van Buren State Park. Query that. What do we got? Benton Heights, 44-mile-per-hour gust. Yeah, stout gusts, but not 60.
Yeah.
And that's what we're sort of looking for here to see if there's anything that rises to that level. Now, as we get in a little bit closer here to GR, Grand Rapids, there you can see where we've got like a lot more reports. Even it looks like maybe some trees down or something like that. Let's see what we got here. This would be near M6. So this is going to be south of GR, Jamestown, large tree down. That was at 8:20 though. So that's 5 hours ago. Nothing recent has come about. I do want to show you something really quickly that I think is interesting. And that is, if we zoom this out and move it to the south, you'll see that tornado. There we go. And this is what I think was a bit of a long track here that went all the way from Kankakee. It looks like maybe it lifted, but then it came back in northwest Indiana there. All of those red and white badges that you see there are reports of tornadoes. So I think with the light of day, they'll probably be able to see what happened if there's any kind of damage. I mean, for as long as it may have been on the ground, it would be hard for me to believe that there wasn't some kind of damage
Yeah.
done. But we're monitoring, or I have anyway, our sister station in South Bend, and I haven't seen any stories there of damage. But again, that might take until tomorrow morning before we get that.
Yeah. I think daylight will have a lot of answers for our friends down in northwestern Indiana and
Yeah.
northeastern Illinois.
I did see some video of Kankakee, Illinois, and there was definitely some damage there. There's some damage there, but whether that translated into northwest Indiana when the storm moved through there, but it was spotted, it was observed. And I think I saw at one point even a multi-vortex
Mhm.
tornado, which would indicate it was probably pretty strong. You know, the one in Union City, Union Lake, was a multi-vortex tornado. It was in Three Rivers, and that ended up being on the high end of an EF3. I mean, it was max sustained winds, I believe, in their final report was 160 miles per hour.
Yes.
166 is an EF4.
Yeah.
So it's right there on the edge. And as Colin and I were talking earlier, you can go ahead and say what, I feel like I'm stealing your thunder there, but what Colin, which I didn't know this until Colin said, an EF4 and EF5 designation has to come from the folks in Norman, Oklahoma at the Storm Prediction Center and the Storms Lab there. And so that's still what you were saying, right? That still
Yeah.
might come up with, it might end up being an EF4 before all is said. and
Yeah.
done.
I mean, there was a tornado in North Dakota. It was our most recent EF5 rated tornado, I believe last summer. And it took 4 months for the National Weather Service to actually upgrade that rating to an EF5.
Right.
So, this may be months down the road after they do all their investigation about how well certain structures were built.
Right.
It may be upgraded. But for now, the local office is done doing those surveys.
Yeah.
They've done all their surveys that they can do, gathered all their information. So in terms of the local stuff, that's done. But they might go back and look at some more research about how well those buildings were
Right.
constructed and all that good stuff. And we may see a change
Right.
later down the road, but it could be
be a while,
August
right.
before we see that. So certainly going to be watching that. But yeah, no,
Well-
it's pretty quiet now. This continues to move off to the south and the east. And some folks asking, still just want to reiterate, yeah, we're severe clear in West Michigan now. We're just going to see some, gusty winds, some more lightning and thunder moving through southeastern Branch County. That should be out of here in the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then just some more, non-severe thunderstorms continuing throughout the next few hours. But
Yeah, watching that Willowbrook Tower camera right now in Coldwater, and again, that flag is almost limp now. That again, it's the gust front is through, the heavy rain is moving through. There's not as much lightning, and that's going to be the trend, I think, for everybody moving forward. And by the way, really, I think now if you're west of I-69, you're good to go. We're in the clear. So this is continuing to move off to the east, and I notice now where even, for example, north of Jackson County, into Ingham County, the watch has been taken away from there too. So I think the Detroit office is starting to take some counties out. So again, all indications are this is done. We got 1:30 on the clock. I think we're probably going to wrap this up.
yeah,
We thank you for hanging with us, and we are aware and appreciate that you are depending on us to keep you informed, and that's one reason why we're here, to let you know that right now things are safe
yeah,
and that we've made it through this storm event. Obviously, Jeff Porter's going to be here in the morning. He'll be walking in the door here soon.
yeah, like an hour and a half.
Our chairs will be warm when he still gets here, but he's going to take you through tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, the story is going to be some rain, nothing severe, breezy and turning colder,
Yeah,
but we have made it through the severe weather event for tonight.
kind of the only thing we have to be keeping ourselves aware of tonight is if you do come across a flooded road,
Yes.
just turn around. Don't risk it. Still seeing some reports of some cars, about 4 or 5 cars stuck on Michigan on the east side of downtown Grand Rapids. So even though that, flash flood warning has expired, they're still dealing with some issues in those urban areas. So
Yeah.
just something to be mindful of tonight.
If you're commuting and you know that your commute sometimes is a place where water pools when it rains hard, then you can probably bank on that happening. And it would be a good idea if you could avoid it. But certainly if you get there, pay attention. And if there are pylons up, if there are gates up, if there are signs up that say don't pass, then don't. But I do think over time with the rain going away, the drains will catch up and that will allow the water to go away. So thanks again, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it very much. Don't forget, you can rely on us for all of your weather information, but especially when it gets to be serious like it has been tonight. But we're on the other side of it now. We're on the other side of that stormy weather. So I'll go around, I guess, and turn it off. We'll see you tomorrow. Both of us are back in tomorrow.
Oh yeah, a lot more calm weather tomorrow.
Yeah,
thankfully.
I'll be happy that. So have a good night, everybody.
Bye.